Now, the free trade agreement between India and Australia has come into force, providing duty-free access to thousands of India's goods such as textiles and leather in the Australian market. According to exporters, the trade will help in almost doubling bilateral commerce to 45 to 50 billion US dollars in about 5 years. The Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, ECTA, is a groundbreaking agreement that brings Australia and India's economies closer together. Calling it a unity agreement, India's Minister of Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal, said that India will get cheaper raw materials from Australia, which will help us in getting better quality goods at affordable prices. He also said that India will start saving $1 billion US every year in IT sector, which will help India gain a competitive edge.
It's a complete win-win. We will get cheaper raw materials for Indian industry, which will help us become more competitive to serve the world markets, which will also help us to serve Indian consumers with better quality goods at more affordable and competitive prices. Similarly, Australia, which is largely dependent on imports for most of their finished products, will benefit hugely. Consumers in Australia will benefit hugely.
The Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, which was signed on April 2nd, would provide duty-free access to Indian exporters in more than 6,000 broad sectors, including textiles, leather, furniture, jewellery and machinery in the Australian market. From today, Australian businesses will have greater access to the Indian market of 1.4 billion people and one of the world's fastest growing major economies. Tariffs on 85% of Australia's exports to India will be eliminated, and high tariffs on a further 5% of goods will be phased down. Under the pact, Australia is offering zero duty access to India for about 96.4% of exports by value from day one. This covers many products that currently attract 4 to 5% customs duty in Australia. For more on this, our correspondent Disha Shah has sent us this report. Listen in.
The Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement between India and Australia comes into force from today. This essentially means that India will have 100% access to the Australian market duty-free. This means that no customs duty charges have to be paid henceforth after this agreement has been signed. And this will benefit the consumers here in India at large, because now we'll be able to get the goods at an affordable prices and a good quality products as well. As we all know that 96% of the Indian goods are exported to Australia, and now those goods can enter duty-free, whereas the 86% of the goods that come from Australia can enter India duty-free. This will benefit the consumers, and also this will benefit the sensitive sectors like the IT sector, the gems and jewelry sector, the pharma sector, textile sectors. All of these sectors will largely benefit by this particular agreement. And also what we understand that this will create ample opportunities for jobs as well. So they have an aim of creating 10 lakh jobs for people in these two countries. The bilateral trade with Australia is also expected to go up to 45 to 50 billion dollars as against the 35 billion dollars that is currently. In fact, this is the second agreement that India has signed. Earlier this year, we saw India signing an agreement with UAE, and in the coming calendar year, what we understand that talks are already on with UK, Canada and European Union. With video journalist Aditya, this is Disha Shah reporting here for WION World is One from Mumbai.